Are you struggling to pick out the right driver lineup and the car setup for each race? Then you've come to the right place. Today, it's all about understanding track stats, one of the most important features in F1 Clash. With this, you will know which drivers to pick, which car setup to tune, and also which boosts you need before the race. So, very briefly, let's start with the boosts because we got a separate guide video indicating which boosts are best for every single track. So, for the track stats video, this guide, we're going to go over very briefly. When you head over to a boost like Hex, it will give you free stats which will boost either your driver or your car setup. Here we've got overtaking, speed, and pit stop times. So when you come across a circuit or a track that is overtaking and speed, like Baku, it has track stats of overtaking and speed, then Hex would be the perfect boost for it. Enough about boosts, let's get into drivers and car setups. Each track has its own track stats, like we mentioned before. It will be the same for your duels and your GPs. It does not change. So for instance, Barcelona will always be tire management and cornering wherever you race it at. Whichever event, it will always be the same. Track stats come and boost two things. One, your drivers overtaking, defending, race start, or tire management. For your car setup, it will boost the speed, the cornering, or the power unit. One thing that does not influence in the track stats is the qualifying stat. We're going to start off with the GPs. GPs are very easy to get the right car setup or the driver lineup. But on the duels and the series, it gets a little bit more complicated. But don't worry, we're going to pick up on everything here. So before you start a race on your GPs, once you click to play the race, you will enter into this menu. Before entering and paying the fee in the race, make sure you got the correct loadout for it. So for instance, here we got Silverstone with tire management and speed. So we know we have to pick out the best drivers with tire management and the best car setup with speed. We've got this already pre-made, so the video is a little bit shorter and easier for you to understand. So let's go to edit loadouts. I'm going to go to loadout number 3, which is my speed setup for the junior GPs. And as you can see here, our car setup is fully maxed out for speed. We got 91 points on speed, 55 on cornering, 55 on power unit, and 76 on qualifying. When it comes to configuring your car for speed, cornering, or power unit, always focus on the track stats hint. So it's hinting speed. Everything is about speed. You can add a touch of qualifying like we have here with Slick Shift. We've added 21 points on qualifying because sometimes you do need that extra qualifying, especially for the tracks like Monaco or Singapore, where you will struggle to overtake. So if you add more qualifying, you will get a head start before your rivals. There are a few things, like we mentioned before, that we had to talk about, and that is race pace over qualifying and qualifying over race pace. And this is entirely up to you, but for me, as a tip for you, tracks like Singapore and Monaco always go for qualifying. Let's go over to our cornering setup. Here we have beat. It gives me 9 points in cornering, but I'm losing 16 points in qualifying. We're going to completely forget about the speed and the power unit. It's irrelevant. We are focusing on cornering and qualifying. I have chosen a gearbox with 16 more points in qualifying because I think it's more beneficial than 9 points in cornering. But that's entirely up to you which circuit you're racing in, if you prefer the race pace over qualifying or qualifying over race pace. Now it's all about choosing your drivers. Remember that we want the best tire management drivers for Silverstone. So I'm going to remove Bortoleto because I know that he's pretty good at tire management. Say I've run out this is my option run out for my speeds. Sorry, for my speed and tire management setup. So we got Bearman with 45 points and Haja with 33 points. Pretty low, Haja with 33 points in tire management. Make sure when a driver has 10% stat bonuses, like you see here, Bearman, you can click on him, hold the yellow button, and that means that he's got 10% more stats and he's actually got 50 instead of 45. A little bit tricky to understand, but I hope that helped. Here you will see the main menu of your drivers. You got overtaking, defending, qualifying, race start, and tire management. The only thing we want to focus here right now is tire management, and maybe secondly you want to focus maybe in qualifying or a little bit more of race start. Overtaking and defending, we're going to throw that to the bin. Haja, he's got 33 points in tire management. We don't want him. So let's say, for instance, I'm going to check out Kimi Antonelli. Loses 7 points in tire management, giving 13 points in qualifying. I don't find that at all helpful, so we're going to find another driver. Let's head over to Bortoleto. Bortoleto has an increase of 12 points on tire management and 2 on qualifying. Pretty solid. We're losing 13 points on race start, but 12 more points in tire management means that Bortoleto will be way better in Silverstone. One thing that's very confusing at the moment in F1 Clash, and a lot of you are struggling with, is get out of your comfort zone. Even though Bortoleto has 13 points less in overtake, it doesn't mean that he's not going to perform well. Always go towards what the track stats indicate. The track stats indicate tire management and speed. Select your best tire management drivers and your car setup should be all about speed. It's very easy to add drivers and a car setup towards your GPs. But when it comes to duels and series, it's a little bit different. Let's head over to our duels now. We are currently racing in Series 7, and we're going to also add Series 6 into the mix. Series 7 has 4 tracks. We got Sakir Desert with tire management and power unit, Barcelona with tire management and cornering, Silverstone tire management and speed, Spa tire management and power unit. So one thing is in common here. All of these tracks have one primary track stat, and that is tire management. So we know that in Series 7, we need our best drivers of tire management, and then we got to configure our car setup leaning towards power units, because we got Sakir here, the Bahrain with power unit, and Spa with power unit. We got 2 tracks with power unit, and then Spain with cornering, Silverstone with speed. So let's head over to our loadout about Series 7. We got our best 2 drivers here currently, with the tire management at 47 and Duhan at 48. Clicking also here on Oliver Bearman, 10% boost, getting him up to 52 points. Let's see who else can cover up here Duhan. Let's talk about Haja and Duhan. Let's put Haja on 48 tire management, the same as Dohan. But why haven't we chosen Dohan over Haja? Dohan has 10% more qualifying than Haja, and I'm finding it way more helpful for him. I'm completely ignoring overtake and defending. I'm focusing on that 10 points on qualifying. Yes, we lose 5 on race start, but I believe that qualifying 10 more points has been working very, very well. It's up to you if you want to prefer to choose qualifying over race start or race start over qualifying on a driver, but always focus on the track stats about tire management. Your car setup will be different here for your series, because you got to find something between having more power unit than cornering and speed, or a fully balanced car setup. So here is our Series 7 car setup. We've got 115 points in power unit, 106 in cornering, and 85 on speed. We've opted for more power unit because of those 2 extra tracks. But if you want to go full on balance setup, then you got to configure out something. So let's see if we can add more speed and drop that power unit. Over here, we got Fury. If we add Fury to the mix, now you see that we got a completely balanced car setup. Speed with 100, cornering 107, and power unit 104. So now we got a completely balanced car for Series 7. But there are more to the mix. Always make sure when you're going into a series that you check out each track individually and spot which track stats are the common one on all of it, and then find the configuration for your car setup and driver lineup. For Series 6, for instance, our track stats for Shanghai is overtaking power units. Then we got Spa with tire management and power units. Then Singapore with race start and power units. And finally Abu Dhabi with overtake and power units. So we've got power unit for all 4 tracks, 2 of overtaking, 1 of tire management, and 1 of race start. So what do we pick here? We pick a car fully set up with power unit. And for your drivers, we got 2 of overtaking, 1 of tire management, 1 of race start. So no defending. We do not need defensive drivers. So heading back to our loadouts, we're going to put our best power unit setup here. So we're going to lose Fury, put back Slick Shift, adding 11 more power units. Let's see if we can swap out Supernova with 4 more power units. We can't, but losing 1 power unit and gaining 10 more qualifying would really suit me. So I'm going to add the Descent for that extra qualifying. We're missing probably a little bit more power unit, or this would most likely be the perfect setup for Series 6. Let's see if we can change anything else. Vortex is really good. Quantum for Series 6 is a no-go. Mach 3, we can also probably add Mach 3 because it gives us 2 more power units. We're losing 12 in qualifying, which we added 10 before, which would be great. But I'm pretty solid with this one. So power unit 14, cornering 121. I think we could get some wins in Series 6 with this car setup. Then next, over to the drivers. We need overtaking, race start, and tire management. But we've got to focus on overtaking. So let's head down once again, and let's see if Haja is now better. Haja is going to give me 20 more points in overtaking, which we would like, and 5 more on race start. So Haja would be perfect for Series 6. We got overtaking covered. We got good race start with Oliver Behrman. Both of them solid on tire management. So this would be my perfect pick for Series 6. If you want to know more about driver lineups and car setups, then make sure you check out our series guides that are coming out every now and then, every day or two. We're bringing out series guides from 1 to series 9, and then the rotations between 10, 11, and 12. And we also have your best car setup, boost, and driver lineups coming constantly in our channel. So make sure you like and subscribe, and we catch you out on our next beginner's guide.